Okay, we're down here at Nash Hill, which is a 7-acre site which we leased off Wiltshire Council between the canal at the top behind you and then the River Avon, which is flowing down here. It's all part of our efforts to turn this into a tapestry of habitats, creating wildflower meadows in the front here, and planting lots of trees with the money so kindly donated by a lot of you through the Aviva Fund. I Dig Trees, who've given us several hundred trees over the last 3 years. This is what we're calling Miyawaki forests. So Miyawaki technique is different to traditional tree planting, and I'll show you some of that next to the site we're at the moment. So we're extending the little wood copses here further along the bank below the canal, planting it in this Miyawaki method. The idea of it is to plant lots of trees in a small space, lots of different varieties, so that they grow quickly. Rain here, she's mulching around the tree, so we're going to give them a bit of TLC over the first couple of years, keep the weeds back, make sure they get established quickly, and then they will cover the ground so they're not sort of impeded by weeds, etc. And they will start competing for light. The stronger ones will push up, the smaller ones will bush out, and in doing that you create more diversity quickly. So you've got the ground cover, the understory, and then the tall trees above it. You're creating levels, which is how a forest would develop naturally. This woodland was planted about 10-15 years ago. You can see that they're fairly regularly planted, so they're in nice straight lines, which makes initially you can actually take a mower up and down if you wanted. Also, the other thing you'll notice that there are very few different varieties of species. The woodland here is oak, hazel and alder. One or two other species interdispersed. Now you can see underneath here nothing is growing. There's no understory, and the light is completely excluded by the tall trees. As a result, the diversity goes down. You get less mammals. Most of the creatures will start going towards the edges where the bramble and the scrub are, but in the centre where there's no cover, there won't be so much wildlife. That's because they've grown all uniform height and the understory is gone. With a Miyawaki forest technique, you keep the understory, so you get the shrubby type plants, you get those levels of growth, which allows wildlife to actually live a lot safer, gives them food and the shelter that they want. That's the difference. We shall see in a couple of years how it's doing. I hope that you'll follow us along, get to demonstrate the different ways. Just going on from this, Andy and I will be coming in here with our chainsaws and thinning this out to allow the light to come back in, taking some of the branches down so that we can walk through it, but also planting some shrubby type plants to get that understory and to create that better environment for wildlife. That's a job that we'll do in the rest of the winter. Certainly the hazel that are in here, we'll coppice that back, and that grows back, as I said before, nicely, and it the light that will be allowed in will allow flowering plants for insects, etc., and more diverse environment is created. So we're down at the scrape, which we did back in September, and you can see it's filling up nicely. There's a bit of adjustment needed here to create the island, but that won't take much to do. It's filled up. I've already seen dragonflies and diving beetles, pond skaters already on the water, which is great news. Scrapes are great for wildlife. The area that it creates is great for farmland wading birds like lapwings and snipe, etc. And we've just mown a bit of the area beyond the scrape, and it's nice, what they call sort of water meadow there. I don't know whether it was a water meadow before, but the water coming from our culvert from the canal, this water would have normally run into the river just over there, but because it's going through here, it's slowing up the water, and will help with flooding downstream. If you create ponds before it goes into the water, you slow the flow of water, hold it back, even when there's flooding going on. So great for diversity, good for flood prevention, and it's working really well. So a little bit of adjustment and we'll be there. I'm very pleased.